Alright. So we decided to start documenting things. Recently I got the truck. Here's the 240. By the way, I'm John. And these are the projects. So, today we've got this Hardbody. Just picked it up a couple days ago. And it's not bad shape. Everything is pretty straight on it. Body's all good. There is one thing cosmetically on the body that is bad. I mean, it's got like little dings and shit like that. I mean, it's no big deal. But this quarter panel got kind of rolled somehow, so that's not a big deal. I think I might end up rolling the other side or trying to unfurl this. I don't know what's going on with it. Looks like it got hit and mashed, and that's fine. We'll figure that out. So let's get it open here. Already done. Did a quick clean out of it. So bench seat permanently stained with the previous dude that had this, or previous two dudes. Already cleaned up the carpets a little bit. I took the nasty ass headliner out. Can't really see that. So took the headliner out because it was drooping, and got this old boy. Yeah, old 90s shit right there. But today we're gonna do our first mods to it. By the way, just so everybody knows, like underneath it, can't really see because it's dark. I'll get some better photos. But the frame rails are straight, and I can't get under there with that. And it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and today we're doing our first mod to this, and that is going to be, we're going to take these seats out. We're going to do some bucket seat action, so keep it in there. I'm going to go ahead and start moving cars so we have access to the garage. Apparently the battery died on the other project, so I'm just gonna change. Whew, Lord. Alright, so Steph's gonna be mad. I told her that I wasn't going to put the Corolla in her spot, but this is the first time that first time I've actually moved the Corolla since I brought it home, and the battery's already dead. So yeah, instead of having to do that every time I want to get the 240 out, it now lives here until further notice. And that is Mildred. You'll see more of her later. She is a RB25 S14. So let her warm up for a little bit, spin a bit. Alright, now I need to get the truck back over here and then wait for Cole. Cole is supposed to come by, and we're gonna do some swapping today. Alright, so the seats just arrived. Cole in the shit box showed up. He's the one that's donating some seats. We got some EP3 boys. Taking the bumper off 240 for purposes. But yes, it's a shit box. Infamous shit box. You can find it tagged all over the place, everywhere, because everybody loses their fucking mind. So, but the goal is to do some things. Keep you updated. Here.
Dead B.
Dead B. R.I.P. B. R.I.P. So now we have seats out. This guy is like, I'm ready for you. This is a mock-up. Mock-up of what we're gonna look like here. It's gonna look pretty dope. All right, so now shit's getting serious. We've got the saw out. We're measuring shit because we need to make this thing somewhat safe. I say somewhat because Cole doesn't give a shit. Got these super cool like seat brackets. If this is gonna focus, let's see here. Focus. Yeah, there we go. So this is going to be this. Cole is a fucking madman, and I said, hey, we can put a bolt through this so that way it swivels. He said, fuck bolts, too much work, let's weld it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole so we're ready to make sure that this fits inside the shit box. We're gonna weld this bitch. Stay tuned. Alright, so this boy is still smoking. If you are focusing, there we go. If you have seen anything from my Instagram, I will let you know now that I suck at welding. I have no qualms about it, and you guys can all eat my whole ass. So, but yeah, here are the brackets for our seat belts. I think it's gonna be bitchin'. Which is, by the way, super bitchin'. Cole's car now has a fucking bench seat in it. We've went ahead and it actually bolted up. It took a little bit of muscle, but we got it in there. The seat brackets, or the seatbelt brackets, are good. Like, everything's functional. So, but EG Civic with a, oh sorry, EK Civic with a Nissan Hardbody bench seat. Next up on the docket here is we're gonna see what's going on with this fucking van, and then we are gonna take on the Hardbody. We're gonna go ahead and start fabbing in the EP3 seats. Bitchin' side bolsters, but I set it in there so I can move it around. But yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna keep going on this one. Alright guys, so it's been a long night. We got done with the last I left off. We were done with the bench seat in the EK, and that was cool. Then my buddy Graham came over and I was helping him troubleshoot some coolant leak issues. Looks like it's a heater core, so we're gonna hit to the junkyard tomorrow, see if we can't get a new heater core, and fixing his door and all sorts of stuff like that. Anyway, so now we've got will ever focus, jeez. So we've got that guy. I'm gonna reuse the center seatbelt bolt right there, and there's actually another bolt right there I'm going to use to mount my seats. So as I was showing you earlier, we got EK seats, or EP3 seats, sorry, it's a long day. We've got some ears on these. I'm going to see how well I can match these up. If I can match them up pretty decent, that'll be super tits. So stay tuned. We'll get this in there, and hopefully next up I'll have one of these seats installed. Later. Update time. So the yeah, Trojan Man. Fuck yeah. Country music. Anyway, so our frame, the seat rails are a little jacked there. So this is used goods, you know. Anyway, so we've got these are all bent. This is bent, and then this guy comes down and sits. In the hard body, we got this hole right there. I'm debating which one I want to use. If I use this guy, it'll be square. So I might use either the 12 or the 14. I'm not sure. Anyway, cut a little hole here to access this guy. And here's the original seat mount. So the plan is to take this 3/16 thick boy, right? I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to cut about 6 inches off. I'm going to cut each one of these. Cut all of these off so that way I just have some blank seat rails. I'm going to cut 6-inch lengths of this. That should extend everything out as far as I need. Maybe a little longer. I might do 8. I've got plenty of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and mount those to the floorboards. And then once I have my 6 links mounted to the floorboards, I should be able to set the seat on it, see where they sit, how it looks, and then go from there. Probably go ahead and tack it all together, and I don't know, we'll see how it goes. It's a little more in depth, but we'll see what we got. Alright, so last we left off, it was last night. So last night I left off with, we were gonna fab up these seats by cutting everything off and then re-welding it in there. Came up with an idea. Okay, well I didn't do anything last night. I took the clip last night. I went and sat down for a second. It was a long day. Ended up just not doing anything. So today, rested up. I went and helped a buddy with his heater core. So we're at the junkyard. I found some goodies. These are the seat rails out of a 99 Pathfinder. So what I'm thinking about doing, is because we've got to raise these, both of them. These guys will fold over. I'm thinking about cutting off right here, and then basically remaking this bracket. We can make it longer. Okay, and since this seat rail is going to be off, I will be able to go ahead and, with my new piece of metal, I should be able to go ahead and weld it to this slider. So then I have the Honda slider, which is one great big bar. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty dope. So now that we're done with Graham's van, it's time to start working on the hard body. Alright, so I'm gonna be real with you. Using these other brackets is kind of a pain in the ass. It's actually more work to make old shit work. So I'm going to do what I normally do, and I'm just going to make my own. So here is, I'm just heating up this metal right now. I'm going to bend this over. Here is the kind of the specs on this. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm tired of dicking with these old mounts. They're not quite cutting what I need. So I'm just going to make my own. So I will have wasted a little bit of cash at the junkyard, a little bit of time. But it was my bad for grabbing the wrong Pathfinder
I grabbed it from a 99, and it was supposed to be from a 95, I think is the last, like, matching up year for a Hardbody. So, this is about good now, so I'm going to go ahead and start giving this a few whacks, and then we're going to go from there. So I started degreasing some of the motor yesterday. The valve cover gasket is pretty well done. Well, I've got one ordered. She's a little smoky right now. I think she'll be alright. I think that's the old, all that extra grease, that brake cleaner and shit. I had doused it and let the all the shit just roll off it, and it hasn't had time to like really heat up. So now it's heating up as I'm getting ready to work on the seats again. So it'll be alright. It's gonna be good. Everything's fine. By the way, it's like, since we're doing this, it's been like 2 days. And yes, I'm wearing the same hoodie as I always wear because it's cold outside, and yeah, it's whatever. It's wintertime, I wear the same hoodie all the time. So here's the seat right now. It's just obviously temporarily in there, sitting on these two pieces of metal, a 3/16 steel. I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna redo this today because I don't like the way this is sitting so far. This is actually pretty solid for everybody who's like, oh man, that's totally sketchy. It'll be alright. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more brake cleaner and stuff on that engine. It is just, hopefully it'll get some of the crap off there so it stops smoking. Maybe it's just the valve cover gasket smoking. I don't know, we'll find out. And it seems like when it warmed up, the belt squeal went away, so that was kind of cool too. So I need to tension the belts. Alright, update. So I wanted to investigate the smoke a little bit more, so I decided to take the heat shield off and make sure that it looks like it's definitely valve cover gasket at least back here. It looks like it got pretty juicy again. But I noticed, look at that big old crack. Alright, hey, hit the gas. Alright. So, not only do I have I got a little crack in the header there. I mean, it's not terrible. I gotta figure something out with that. I may just have to weld that. Time for some dirt nasty shit. I'll keep you updated. For right now, we're just gonna have to roll with it being fucked up. And yeah, I'm gonna get the seat figured out. Alright, so I have a problem. I can't just start one thing, see a problem, and not fix it, especially if I have the capability of fixing it. So last we left off, we decided there was a crack there. Debating on whether or not I should weld it. I may just buy a cheap ass header on eBay, because why not? This is cheap and it'll be loud and fun. So then I turned my attention to the intake, which we had this snorkel on. It went all the way over here to the fender, came all the way across and in. Teeny tiny little inlet. Kind of restrictive in my opinion, so I went ahead and took it off. I took the entire like assembly off just to double check. Found some nasty hose on PVC, the PCV stuff. Some vacuum lines were fucked up, so I went ahead and replaced those already. I still haven't gotten back to the seat, so I need to do that like right now, because I need to be able to drive this. So yeah, so that's the thing is, just as an update, seat hasn't been started. Intake sounds louder. It's great now. Fixed some rubber lines with some out of stock, and I have gotten rid of a heat shield, found a header crack, and found that I'm going to go buy a header off eBay. That's about it. So I will give more updates as I get the seat going. Later. Alright, so we're back. I've done some more testing. We've done block testing. So we've got the wood down there, we've got wood in here. We're trying to make it level. I don't want a janky ass seat, so I know this is all janky, but I've got a bit of planning going on here. We've got, this will be where the seat mounts. We're gonna do the right side flat. Don't smoke, kids. We're gonna do the right side flat. It's gonna go all the way over here, and then we're going to bend this. And we're gonna bend it again, and then we're gonna cut it here. This should be approximately where the seat sits. So here, and here should be where the seat sits. So we're going to have this side sitting flat against the truck, and we're having a roughly 1.25 inch rise. We're going to bend it back under so we can bolt it. So we're going to try and do this. This is 20 inches of 3/16 weldable steel, as that says. Yay, 3/16 by 1 inch. I picked it up over at Lowe's, aka Louis. So we're gonna cut it up and see what happens. Alright, we got an update. Cutting 7 inches here. We're on the final mount. Now, admittedly, this took a lot longer, and it's mainly because I'm taking a lot of time to really measure shit out. I bent this the first time. I actually bent it at the wrong distance, so I had to rebend it. But this is this nut right here actually goes to the heat shield underneath the truck. I could have just cut the stud off, but instead I drilled a hole. The steel is too thick to put the nut back on the right way, so we put it on upside down. Really what this was is I didn't want it banging around upside down or underneath there. And yeah, it's just preference, so you can do whatever you want. And then here's this. The seats should go ahead and mount right here and right here. The seat mounts for the Hardbody are like 15.25 hole to hole or center to center, and then the brackets are the seat rails are 17.5 on the Honda. So I mean, making this, I'm sure I could have made something different or used a different seat with different mounts, much easier. But I like to over-engineer things, and this may be rigged anyway. Some will say it is, but it is what it is. This first one I put in here is going to be just fine. It bends a little bit right now, but this is going to be mounted to the rail itself. The rail is going to be attached here and here. This will be attached to the front rail. I'm making the last one here. I'm going to zip tie this up so it's a little out of the way. I did have to use the 3-pound sledge to kind of massage a little bit of room in here for the seat rail. I may do a little bit more. My neighbors kind of hate me, but it's okay. It's 11:30 at night right now on a work night, but guess what? I'm not working tomorrow, so I'm going to go beat on the truck. But so the plan is I'm going to, and I've been cutting the carpet slowly away, so I'm going to have to make something to cover all this. So the plan is I'm going to cut 7 inches of metal. I'm going to mount it, and then I'm going to angle it, and then I'm going to bend it. And I'm going to bend it back over to where it is even with this one. Hopefully I should have everything should be level. So I've been checking. That's been the one thing I've been doing, is making sure it's level. I don't want a wonky seat. It'll just bug the shit out of me. So this is where we're at. This light has seen better days, but he's hanging in there. So I'm gonna keep going. I'll let you know how it goes. Well, obviously you see the progress. What the hell, it's vlogging. This is what happens.
all you need. Get access to over 50 million songs. Download the Amazon Music app today. New Vix.
Alright, just got all the cars moved back. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. You guys might be saying like, "Oh, John, you're taking way too long." I'm slow. I like to take my time and make sure things are done right. Although I'm half-assing it anyway. So, I got as you saw, I did my fourth mount, which is cool. I had a little time lapse of that, and then I also had I thought I needed to adjust the very first one, so I went and I beat the shit out of that thing until it was in like an L shape to kind of lower the seat a little bit. As it turns out, that mount was fine. The seat was reclined a little too far and it was pressing against the back of the cab. So as soon as I moved the backrest, the whole thing went out of whack. So yeah, I fucked up that first one. I gotta try and straighten that one out tomorrow, or at least remake it. I've got enough metal to do the bottom or the rear bracket of the passenger side, and probably the front two. I don't know. I might have to go get another bar. Man, I fucked that up though. I mean, it was looking good. I think I probably could have had it final mocked up right now, but I screwed that one up, and I got to redo it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, I'm off all week, so that's why I'm just being kind of lazy. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to get up in the morning and do this all during the day. I can't keep doing this right now. My neighbors are going to be pissed off at me. Like I said, it's 1 in the morning. I need to straighten out that bracket, and the only way that I'm straightening out the bracket is with heat and a hammer. So, yeah, we'll see where this goes. Well, good morning. Actually, afternoon. So we're back at it. I took some time, and yes, I changed hoodies, by the way. The other one was nasty, and it's in the washer. But anyway, I went ahead and started to look at all the noises that I had underneath the hood. Turns out the AC tensioner needed to be tightened a little bit. That pulley needs to be updated. It's wobbling just a hair, so it's more than I really prefer that it does. I found that the oil pressure sensor is leaking, so it's just a hair drip. I'm fairly certain that it's only going to be an O-ring, and that's fine. I can do that when I do the oil change. Oil in this thing is black as night, so I need to change that. I'm going to do that after I get my seats done, because I need to go get the oil and the filter. Jeez. So remember yesterday I said that this guy was fucked up. It's actually not. It's going to work out great. In fact, the reason I thought it was going to be messed up is because over here, this portion of the floor pan was still high. So what I've done, and you can tell that we're damn near level right now. So what I'm going to do is continue to beat this thing with a hammer until that corner sits flush. Once it sits flush, I'm going to adjust that last mount, and then we should be golden. This thing sits low, and I've got the back adjusted into a comfortable position, so we shouldn't have to worry about like it being too far extended. I shouldn't be worried about having to try and fit the seat rails versus the back. I was focused far too much on getting the ass sitting where it needs to be and not where the back needs to be. And that was going to put me into a bad position as soon as I get this thing all mounted up, and I would be all crunched up because I wouldn't be able to recline the back. So I've got the back in the position that I want it. We're going to make it fit that way. It should just take a little bit more hammering, and then we're going to fix that that mount, and we should be good. So I'll keep you updated. So as you can see, we're perfectly level. First bracket is in there. It's in there. It's sitting. Let's go around to the other side of the truck. 240 shot. Woo.
We are back in here, which is good. And then we've got the mount. You can't see it. I'm going to move the seat here, but it is mounted in the front. Let me go ahead and take the seat out so you can see this thing. I have got to say, I'm pretty fucking proud about this. I mean, this is literally took 7 inches of leftover steel to get this bracket done. But the trick was not to go over the wiring harness, but underneath it. So here's the back, as you've seen. It's still in there good. Everything's fine. Need to torque that down a little bit. This guy's in there. And then a single piece of metal there. I went ahead and so now that I've got the seat, you can see the marks on the seat there. Well, no, I take that back. That's the vise. Ha! Tricked you. This is it. That is that is the seat mount, the final one. So before I weld these, I need to make copies. I need to go get metal so I can make a copy of this while it's out, so I can make the other side fit, and that way it's not like, hey, I don't know what the hell I did, and then try and measure it on the seat. That's just a pain. Nobody wants to do that. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got enough for the back rail, but I need another stick in order to get the front 2 done, and that way I can go ahead and mock it up the same way that I did this one. I need to take the old rails off of their old feet off the other seat, as well as the slider. Oh my god, the slider! That part was kicking my ass, and the reason being was every time I would go ahead and move the seat to a position that I wanted it to be in, I would hit the slider adjuster on the truck hump, and it would throw it all out of whack, and I was fighting myself. Finally, I just set it to a stationary middle position, something I could agree upon, and just took the fucking handle off. And that made things 20 times easier. I know this is, you're like, oh, you know, John, you should have known that. This is the first time doing this. I'm just winging this. So I'm pretty stoked about this. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is heat, a vise, a 3-pound sledge, and eyeballing it in my head. I think that turned out pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So it's not one thing, it's another. We got my bracket. This is the one that I have for the driver. The passenger, I was trying to replicate it, and obviously my measurements and stuff were off. So, yeah. So I'm just doing my thing as far as beating it back into shape. Just doing my normal fab work, quote unquote. We're gonna air quote that because I really don't fab anything. I'm beating the hell out of it. I broke my vise. This is an old guy. This is an old Sears vise I got from a family member. So I apologize that I broke it. It served well. It had a long, dignified life. Throw F in the comments. But there it is. I snapped that boy. So now, in order for me to continue, I've got 2 choices. I can go ahead and set the first ones in there so it's ready to go and I can drive around. Or B, I can go ahead and go get a vise right now
so I can continue making the passenger brackets, and then after the passenger brackets are done, then I can weld them all in. But until then, the truck is kind of stuck, really. I mean, I can't go driving around town. I mean, I can, but I mean, it's not safe. So I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and consult the better half on what I should do here. I feel like if I go ahead and well, honestly, I should just go ahead and weld the fuckers in there. Really, honestly, I'm just gonna do the same process. I know what the pieces are gonna look like, but I won't be able to do the exact measurements because it's gonna be all custom anyway. So that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna go ahead and just weld this in. We're gonna finish out this seat, so that way I can get this thing done. It'll be a one-seater for a while. So, all right. So if you've ever seen any of my Instagram posts, I will never claim to be a good welder. But here's the first globs. I'll clean them up, probably re-weld them. But this is the first go around. By the way, I tried tack welding this in the truck. That was a bad idea. Burning carpet does not smell good. So if you ever think that that's going to be a good idea, it'll be just a quick one, you think? No. Your carpet starts getting on fire. It starts smelling horrible. Don't do it. Don't. Just save yourself the trouble. It's not a good idea. I'm going to attach the front one here, up here first, and then we're gonna, screw it. I'm gonna test fit this right now as it sits, just to make sure that it still lines up. If that's good, then we're gonna keep rolling here. All right, so I decided not to go ahead and test fit because the rails are thin enough metal that if I need to bend them, I can bend it, and the metal I wanted in there is now in place. So for those who have seen me on Instagram know that I am not a big welder, but it's enough to get by. And this is what my seat bracket looks like. Let's we got some kind of wild bends going on there. I have to grind off some of these rough edges, but that's pretty much what we got. It's in there, folks. So, all right. So, it's in there. It is in there. It is all bolted up, all four sides. I need to get in there and get that 10 done. It is solid. Shit is not going anywhere. That's like the entire truck. Look, I'll stop the truck. Okay, there's nothing moving. Literally the entire truck moves before this seat moves. This thing is fucking solid. It's fucking good. Alright. Passenger side. Not happening right now. I gotta go replace my vise. I gotta replace my vise. I gotta take this for a drive. I haven't driven it in like a week, so there's that. Clean up the garage, get it all sorted. Now that I have a basic understanding as to how this project is supposed to go, the passenger side shouldn't be as bad. Although I have to contend with the ECU, there's a little more wiring over there, so I may have to finagle my brackets a little different. And actually, now that I see it, let's take a look. Oh, damn it, we're like just a hair off to one side, but you know what? That's fucking close. As far as from the back of the truck, and it looks like it's tilted, but it's level. So I think that's just the truck bed. Once I get everything, more parts in, we should be able to change that. But I need to get this cleaned up. I might take it out and paint those brackets. I don't know. I want to. Part of me says do it so I can finish it. But it was a bitch getting some of those bolts in, and I really don't feel like doing it. I'm going to go inside and eat. It's dinner time. And yeah, so is the I'm gonna call this the end of the first video. I will be doing more parts. Hopefully they're a lot shorter than this one. This one took a lot longer than expected, but the next ones should be a single part, maybe a time lapse. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I switched between 2 cameras on this one just to kind of test it out. The other camera was far more expensive, and I was afraid I was going to break it. And I've got my old GoPro, so we'll use it. And I mean, it's a million years old anyway. So, all right. Well, we've already gone on too long. Shady Cakes here. I'm out, and I'll see you with the next updates or the next build or whatever. You know how this goes.